Alright, checking my rear brake pads. I don't know if they're good or not, so we'll find out as this video goes along. Got 2 bolts, 1, 2. These are set at 40 Newton meters and they're 14 millimeters. And when you get this out, you got the rears are different than the fronts. As you have 2 screws that's going to go through center rather than the hinged one like it is up front. And they're Allen screws that set these that are 5 millimeter. So obviously starting out, I'm just gonna start breaking bolts here, 2 to break. And I'm getting old if I didn't say it's 40 Newton meters. T. Can't work unless I have a T. Everybody got a tool that they rant rave about. This is mine. I freaking love this T. So there you go. But I'm rambling again. So shove and get back to work. 1 bolt. 2 bolts. That's it. Believe it or not, all your braking pads. A lot of times you take these gently, okay, gently, so you don't mess up your rotor, but rock these back and forth, because for your brakes, your pads don't shift out when they're not in use. The fluid and the nature of hydraulics, they're just going to come off a tad bit off the rotor. So when you go to take them out, they're going to be real tight. This ain't bad. Can you guys see that? These are pretty good. If you can see this at all. Oh. I'm gonna give these a squirt. Some brake cleaner. Tell you, you know what? I'm gonna ramble a little bit. If you don't like it, change fucking channel. My rears always last at least twice as long as my fronts. When I was younger, I used to be pretty heavy into motocross. A buddy of mine, real good friend, I looked up to him. He's a few years older than me, but he was a factory sponsored. I'm not saying names or anything, but I remember when I was really wanting to get into it, taking it from riding on the dirt into competitively. Buddy, he took my bike, beat up old Kawasaki KX. I just had to figure out everything to keep it on the road, and disconnected my back brake. He said, okay, when you can not get lost and get buried and stay up with us with your front brake, then I'm going to start taking you with me and teaching you. And he was right. I learned that 90% of your most effective braking on a motorcycle is done on your front. So, I guess that just sticks with me. I'll go through 2 sets of pads on my fronts, but then my rears will be good. So, okay. I'm going to button this up. I'm going to clean it. Then set it. Put it to 40 Newton meters. And one more thing after the winter is done. Hey, I'm back. Look at that, I lied. I got rambling and I'm not done, and I'm back at you. So, I came back to show you something in the realm of safety, because this is usually a pretty big thing that you don't want to miss. But when I was putting this back on, a lot of times, usually if the pads are bad, I don't give a crap, and I'll just take a screwdriver and just gently work it in there and pull the pistons back into the housing. pads are good, so I just took this cloth and doubled it up and just gently, just kind of back and forth, and you'll see those pistons come back. It just makes it easier getting it on your rotor. Now, the only problem with that is the nature of brake fluids, and you know, those pads only rest off the rotor ever so slightly, and when you try to make up room to get something back on, you're essentially running all that fluid back up the line. Now I say that, why is that a big deal? Well, it's a big deal because all your fluid is now back up here instead of down in here. And that said, I don't want somebody having a heart attack when they go up. Don't test their rides, don't pre-check their rides, just button up, go, head down the road however mile an hour, head to a stoplight, car parked in front of them, whatever, go down and get a foot full of brake, and you got nothing. You're going straight to the ground, and that isn't a feeling you want to pay money to have. That feeling when you instinctively want some brakes and there's nothing there, and you see an object fast approaching. It's those kind of moments that usually give you dirty pants. So that's why I came back at you to show this to you. Button this up real quick to 40 Newton meters. There we go, 40. So now I know I'm not going to have a pedal. Well, what am I going to do? I'm going to go back around and I'm going to pump that brake. And I'm going to pump the brake, and the fluid's going to come all back down into this housing where it should be. And there's not going to be any issue because I never touched, I don't know if you can see it right here, but my bleed screw never got touched. So there's no air in the system. The fluid just got moved back up, and it's concentrated up away from the housing. We're simply going to pump the system, get it back down. And that's it. Really is that simple, but it's not simple when you don't have it and you need it and you're not aware of it. So we come back around, just show you that I'm not lying to you. Got the brake pedal there, right? And as you can see, maybe if I get over here on this angle it's better. As you can see, going down the street, oh, there's a car in front of you. Oh God, there's nothing, holy shit. Then you start freaking. Oh, thank God. But in that second or 2 seconds, man, who knows, you could hit something. But as you can see, we're back down to normal brake and you're good to go. So just remember that. You can, no problems pushing back your pistons to make some room so you don't have to, you know, bust knuckles just to get your pads on your rotors. Go ahead and do it. Just remember that's going to happen. You're going to shove your fluids up into here, and it's essentially going to give you a dead pedal. Just pump it out. It's better to pump it out like this, nice backyard, or as all you guys probably have a kick-ass garage to do it in. But either way, it's nicer to do it in this environment than some object in front of you as you're in motion. So, cool. On to the next, probably be my fork oil and springs. I'm putting new springs in my forks. So, still waiting on tool for my valves, but catch you guys later.